Now, from your local news leader, this is 6 News.
It's kind of like the Oscars, the Emmys, or the Golden Globes of everything car. This time last year, Governor Snyder was right here at the Capitol discussing budget priorities for education and road work. I'm actually a block away from Phelps Street where the standoff is actually occurring behind me. And I'm here to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, check out the good behind me. This fire is under investigation. Now, Mother Nature is about to unleash a whole new headache this season. We spoke to a few of the first customers in line, and they've been here since 2 a.m. Within 6 feet. That's a lot of snow.
Car of the Year award. 6 News with its eyes and ears at the show. Our own Francesca Amiker live, gearing up for the big announcement. Francesca.
Guys, we are less than an hour away from the big announcement for the big Car of the Year. Now, this is a big day for General Motors and Lansing as well. And I'll tell you why. Because the Lansing-made Cadillac CTS is actually in the running for Car of the Year. Now, judging. Let's talk about judging real quick. They're going to be judging these cars on price, comfort, style, and fuel efficiency. And if the Cadillac CTS is up there as much as the Cadillac ATS was, then it will definitely be a shoo-in for a big win. Also, the competition is very, very stiff. It's up against the Mazda 3 and Chevrolet's Stingray, but of course people have been here since 10 p.m. last night, and it's like an award season atmosphere, and there's lots of energy in the air, and we'll be bringing you the latest. I'll be taking pictures all morning long while I'm here at the Cobo Center live in Detroit. Francesca Amiker, 6 News.
Multiple police agencies are on the scene right now near downtown Langsburg, trying to get a handle on what officers are calling a standoff situation. Morning reporter Francesca Amiker is live on the scene. Francesca, what do we know right now?
Evan, I'm actually a block away from Phelps Street where the standoff is actually occurring behind me. Now, I just spoke with Shiawassee Sheriff, and they tell me that around 1:30 this morning, a neighbor heard gunshots go off in this next door neighbor's home. And when police arrived, they saw a man sitting in the chair with a rifle. Now, this man actually has a history with Langsburg police, and so they needed backup. They called MSP as well as Shiawassee County. No one is at home with the man. No one has been hurt at this time.
We are following developing news this morning. Fire officials, as well as the MSP bomb squad and Eaton County Sheriff's deputies, all on scene in Delta Township investigating what they call a suspicious substance. Francesca Amiker live on scene right now with the latest. Francesca.
That's right, Evan. The sheriff from Eaton County actually just pulled up to the scene, and firefighters are actually briefing him right now. And you can see these guys kind of walking in. We're still not sure exactly what they found in that baggie, but around 5 a.m., just after 5 a.m. this morning, they received a call about a domestic dispute. And then when they found something inside of the apartment, they actually went into the apartment. They found a baggie. There was some type of powdered substance inside the baggie. They weren't sure what it was, so they called in the Michigan State Police bomb squad as well as the FBI to investigate what it is. They're still on scene. They've been here for a few hours now, just as we have. And again, there's no development after that. They haven't evacuated this scene. They say that there's no imminent danger. But again, we'll be here live this morning.
We know that crews have been on the scene. They're working to put it out right now
Exactly.
if it is not out. But Francesca Amiker live on scene, joining us with the very latest. Francesca, do we know how it started?
Well, Siobhan, we're not sure what started that fire, but we do know what's keeping the fire from being put out. Now, take a look behind me right here. You have the fire still blazing on the right side of the home, and firefighters are actually said that the gas line is still on, and that's what's keeping the fire from being put out. Now, the fire happened at just after 5 a.m. when police spotted the fire at this home. Now, officials are not sure how the fire began, but as you can see, firefighters are actively trying to put out the fire. Now, as you can see on the right side, he's still using that hose, and he said that no one was inside of the home at the time of the fire. The residents of the home were not at home when the fire broke out, but crews are now on scene and are working to turn the gas off. Now, they've been yelling at each other to be careful all morning because the floor inside has collapsed. And if you look to the right, it appears that the neighboring house is receiving some damages from the fire as well. Good morning, Siobhan. Got your road condition forecast here. We've been out here for a couple of hours, and as you can see behind me, cars are actually taking it pretty slow, but it's pretty smooth out here compared to the conditions of the roads that was about a couple of hours ago. Now, the main roads, the express roads, those are a little bit more clear, but still we have that chunky slushy snow still near side streets. Now, this is kind of what Jake was talking about in terms of all the wind that's here. This is actually what the wind's doing. This is what you're going to see on your commute as that wind's blowing, so you're going to want to take your time, be very careful.
I'm going to need winter and this snowy roads to put in their 2 weeks notice because this is awful out here. I finally made it back towards the Capitol. I'm actually driving right now on Michigan Avenue and Grand Avenue. As you can see, we have a few more cars on the road. I spoke to Lansing Dispatch, and they say that a lot of cars have been being reported as having slide-offs. But the biggest thing that they're noticing is that cars are going through intersections and not giving themselves enough time to slow down on the brakes. So they're sliding right through it, and that's where the fender benders are occurring. So you're going to want to just go slow the entire commute.
So they're saying, please be very careful. I actually just got an update from the newsroom. It says that there is a road closure going westbound 496 between Martin Luther King and US 127. That will also be closed because of an accident, and police are warning motorists to please find an alternate route. So again, this area right behind me is back open, but you're going to want to still, no matter where you are in mid-Michigan, please take it slow in this ice and snow. Sending it back to you in the studio. Good morning, Siobhan. Good morning, Evan. This time last year, Governor Snyder was right here at the Capitol discussing budget priorities for education and road work. And this year, he's introducing some new topics. Here at Lansing Community College, students are able to learn so many skills that are in high demand, from building houses to plumbing services, even welding. The elf is so easy that almost anyone can do it. It's kind of like riding a bicycle. Once you get on it, you won't forget. Now that's what I call going green in orange. Yesterday, the residents of Life O'Reilly Park received notice that they had 10 days to vacate the property, and just before 3 a.m. this morning, a fire breaks out. One of the best techniques to use in self-defense is the palm strike. Ron says striking in sensitive areas like your ears, nose, and eyes is a good way to stop the attack. And the manager tells us the fans better hurry in quick because this 2014 Rose Bowl championship gear is going to be flying off the shelf as their #1 seller. Today is what businesses are calling Brown Thursday, and early this morning at 6 a.m., more than 100 customers lined up here at Kmart to get the deals. We spoke to a few of the first customers in line, and they've been here since 2 a.m. And Mother Nature is about to unleash a whole new headache this season, flooding. And officials are urging Michiganders to not only watch out for flooding and collapsed roofs, but to also look out for clogged drains. Those are the shots that ended a 10-hour-long standoff between a Langsburg man and police earlier today. Just after 1 a.m., a neighbor heard gunshots in this home and dialed 911.
My deputies responded initially and actually saw the subject in the house with a rifle sitting in a chair, and then backed off. And since that time, we've just maintained a perimeter. A
perimeter that called for dozens of police, a negotiator, and even the man's father. But after no progress in talking the man out, police were forced to ram the home. That's when he came outside with his rifles and fired at state police.
They followed their proper procedures until the state police was actually fired upon. So therefore, we actually stood on by. We notified additional neighbors of the situation, and the state police was allowed to, they shot the armed man, and he was taken to the hospital.
Neighbors say the man kept to himself and had a run-in with the law just last year.
Earlier this summer, Langsburg PD reached his house and took him for psych eval and took all of his firearms away from him, but they must have missed one.
Michigan State Police are now processing the scene and say they're just glad that no one was killed. In Langsburg, Francesca Amiker, 6 News.
My life was just, it was full. It was a full plate.
The youngest of 9 and a plate full of family, 53-year-old Marcella Davis lived the ultimate balancing act.
I was taking care of my 83-year-old mother who had Parkinson's, plus I was taking care of 2 of my grandchildren because the mother was in the military.
Marcella was taking care of everyone but herself, and in March of 2008, a physical she had put off for years saved her life.
The doctor came in and she had that look, her hands folded, and she touched my hand. She told me I had breast cancer.
The words no woman ever wants to hear, but Marcella would hear this sentence not once, not twice, not 3 times. For the next 6 years, she would be diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer 4 different times.
When they told me I had cancer for the 4th time, I got real numb.
Numb because Marcella had triple-negative breast cancer, a cancer doctors say is the most common in African American women and the deadliest form.
And when you have the triple negative, there's almost nothing available to help with the reduction of the secondary risk factors.
Dr. Ragua says African American women have more violent strains of cancer, which increases mortality rates. Those numbers even motivated her to create a video to educate the people of her native land of Nigeria. She plans to bring them education and a bit of her own experience. She is a breast cancer survivor of 19 years.
Maybe it was a blessing that I received this diagnosis, because when I did this videotape, I had no idea that the videotape was a lesson for me.
A lesson that Marcella Davis also learned through her journey.
When I first got breast cancer, this was the size of my tumor. Every time I got cancer, I got a little bit stronger and a little bit stronger.
So strong that Marcella now has one goal.
I have a bucket list now, and my top of my bucket list is getting my bachelor's degree in social work.
So that she can help women just like her stand their ground and fight. In Lansing, Francesca Amiker, 6 News. Lansing during the fall, filled with colors of all hues, oranges, reds, and even yellows. But this month, a new color graced the town's trees, teal. And lots of it. But why? And from who? When Michigan native Colleen Westerman found out she had ovarian cancer, she was devastated.
My usual first reaction is anger. I was mad. I was mad that I didn't get in front of it. I had tried hard to do that, and I had failed. But what I came to learn was that I didn't really fail. I'd gotten early, and the treatments have been very good.
Colleen Westerman is now a survivor of ovarian cancer. A cancer that more than 20,000 women are diagnosed with each year. A cancer that kills 14,000 women yearly. But to Colleen, it's not just about her story. She hopes to spread awareness.
Because I know there's going to be other women who are going to find out the same awful news that I did. And I'm hoping that if they have to go through it, that they catch it earlier and that their chances are better.
Soon enough, the one-woman army began turning the whole town teal, tree after tree, all for the sake of awareness.
If I can help one woman, I'm happy. I hope to help more, but that's really my goal. I would love to see so much teal in this city, and where people just walk by or drive by and think, wow, that is just beautiful. And actually, what does that mean? What does all that beauty represent? And then learn from it.
Orange, yellow, red, and teal, bringing a new definition to the colors of fall. In Lansing, Francesca Amiker, 6 News. It looks like a vehicle from the future, and it's zipping around the streets of Lansing. But what exactly is it? And who's in it?
It takes a while to get anywhere in this thing because people are like, wait, what is that? Show me, tell me.
And Yvonne Lefebvre has the entire state wondering what she's driving, as she's the first person in Michigan to own the Elf.
They wanted it to be electric, lightweight, and fun. Hence, Elf.
Hoping to leave a small carbon footprint on Earth, Yvonne hasn't driven in a car since 1990. But in June of this year, she found her perfect match with the Elf.
It was a solar-powered electric assist vehicle. It was like the perfect green machine.
A green machine with a motor that goes up to 20 miles per hour with the assistance of solar and battery power, turning signals and foot pedals, so no need for the gym.
The Elf is so easy that almost anyone can do it. It's kind of like riding a bicycle. Once you get on it, you won't forget. Now that's what I call going green in orange.
But there's one sight that Lansing won't forget, and that's Yvonne pedaling in the streets in her bright orange Elf. She even plans to keep on pedaling in the snow.
You know, it's still a little cold, but for the most part, I'm planning to keep riding it.
In Lansing, Francesca Amiker, 6 News.